Hello, everybody. Techstack here. I'm on the test server just for a few minutes. I'm going to harvest this, get our cows fed, because the feed trough over there is not with food right now. So that means nothing can eat. No more cows, no more leather, which means no more conveyor belts. And if we can't get those conveyor belts on the test server, well, I shouldn't say it that way. The conveyor belts will make it easier for us on the test server here to get to the bleak dimension, because we're going to set up. We've already got it set up, but we need to expand the Nether Fortress spawn area, right? And if we do this right, we can get some serious spawns out of that thing. So I want to capture those before we get over into coding. So we will code tonight. That is the plan. I just wanted to get this going while the stream gets started here. Lots of jittering tonight. I have tried to look into this jittering a little bit. It's server client desyncing from what I'm gathering. Not sure what to do about it yet. But it is super annoying when you're writing it and it happens this much. Maybe the server's lagging too. It's not at the moment. Not at all. Not even slightly. What? Oh, that's okay. Not this dimension. The overworld is 10 milliseconds. I think 20 or 50 or something? I don't remember. If we go below 20 ticks a minute, or ticks a second, then it's a problem, for sure. Okay, let's plant this again so it'll farm. We can farm it while we're offline. Getting some spots where it's no longer tilled for some reason. Possibly when somebody was jumping out of the tractor, maybe. Okay, there we go. Get another pass at it. Perfect. Okay, and let's turn this way so we don't run off into the water. Running into the water. I don't want to get stuck. We fall down something. Okay, and then just get this last little bit that we couldn't quite reach. Then we'll grab all the wheat from the combine harvester and take it over to the cow farm and move down here. Okay. Doing good so far. Look how much it's grown already. A little bit of time. Crazy. Okay, all the wheat, please. Yes, fit it all in one trip. Nice. And away we go, feeding our cows. Let's check, see if we got any more. No, okay. I have been throwing out the raw beef because we're getting so much cooked beef. It's ridiculous. In fact, here, let me grab that cooked beef as well. Don't want to run out of room in that. So how's everybody doing tonight? What we got out there? Put all that extra beef in there. Give me one, please. Perfect. Somehow I grabbed some extra uncooked ones. Look at all that beautiful, beautiful leather. Hey, Fairly. How you doing? Cool. We are good to go. So I'm gonna go game mode 3 just to hang out on here if anybody pops up. And we're gonna jump into our code now. So I've got this. World already started from the code. We've got this set up, if you weren't here before. This is our list of blueprints that we've got scanned in that we can now select. The blueprint can... Oop, that's not the blueprint. The laser blueprint thingy, laser level, there we go. Couldn't think of it. I'm doing pretty good. Yesterday I was feeling pretty bad, so I didn't stream, but today's pretty good. We can name this thing, so tonight... Can't do apostrophe. That's fine. Stream. Save. Look in here. And tonight's stream shows up as a valid one. Cool. Now we need to go in and create a packet for when we click that button of that particular blueprint and send the contents, the file name, if you will, of that to the server, so the server knows which one the user clicked. That will get sent to the tile entity itself of that block, and from that we can then start producing that block, if that makes sense. So I guess also we need to add to the tile entity of the tower crane another state mechanic that basically is like in a awaiting blueprint state, if you will, and use that then. So where can we do that? So there's the part where we've just commented out the whole thing, right? So arm rotate state. Oh, we're doing both states? Ooh, interesting. Client and server are desynced. Unless I've fixed it and just forgotten. Tower crane position to client. Yeah, I thought we already fixed that. So I probably just never updated that statement saying that it needs packets. Call hierarchy. Please call it from somewhere. On the update of the tower crane. Cool. Back to here. Right, that we're setting it. Cool. So that's no longer a valid thing. We need something that basically determines the state, what if it should update or increment, and just put it into the default state by default. If that makes sense. Gosh. Or set it to a -1 or something. Where is state set and all this? Set targets for state. State is greater than 6, then we set it to 0. Might need to set a state for like negative state. Yeah, 0 through 5. 6. Okay. Where are we incrementing state? There it is. Or state equals -1. We've already got a state of -1. Cool. State equals #1. Okay. We might need to just take out the piece where it says -1. That way we can set the state later manually. I don't know. Because right now the states are 0 through 6, and 6 is not needed. And that's just basically determining our animation, those states. So we're calling set state for target. Set state for target does what method calls? A lot of nothing. Yeah. Add to inventory. So that's regular inventory stuff. So it has a full-blown inventory already then. But the slots are messed up. I remember from a couple days ago. Full-blown inventory. There's really not much to this code. Jeez. So the last time we set up the GUIs for this tower crane, now we need to take the input from the client and send it to the server of which blueprint the user selected. So it's some networking packets back and forth. So by this, I mean, in this GUI here, you can select a specific blueprint, but right now when I click the button, it does nothing, right? It's just a button on the screen, it's not hooked up. But the server actually needs to know, because what this is this tower crane, that red part there is the arm for it. It'll pick a block up and then place it in the world, and then come back, pick up the next block, and so on. So it's basically going to build your blueprint for you. And in order to do that, we have to place the blocks on the server, not the client. Long story short. So the server needs to know what blueprint you're doing. So there is going to be a packet somewhere we've got that's already sending stuff to the server. That's to the client. Mouse input to the server. Block blueprint to the server. Let's try that one. I'll copy that one. To server, and block blueprint selected. Selection. Block blueprint selection to server. There we go. Perfect name for it. Super long, but I know what it means. Boom. And then on this one, we'll copy it as well. Paste it in. Same name, except we add the word handler to it. We're good there. Sorry if you talked about this before, but are there any plans to make the machines created via multi-block structures? I like the way you have it now with assembly table, but I think the multi-block structures would have been really cool. It's been suggested several times, but no, there's no plans to do it. So really all we need to know is the file name. Oh, and the tile entity we're working with. So, public. We've got something about tile entities, right? The main reason for that is it gets really complex, right? If they're blocks, then how do you pick them up? Stuff like that. Right now they're an item, you can pick them up. That's all to the client, but what are we saying? X, Y, and Z? Really? Okay, that works. Makes it easy. Excuse me. Because I wasn't feeling good the other day. I'm a little bit cold. X. There's some other reasons too, but that's just one of them. X dot Z equals Z. And the assembly table is not the only way to build them. Some of them are just regular crafting recipes. X, Y, Z, please. There we go. X, Y, Z. Because we've built it off of this other one, the read character stuff is already in there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that because that's just debug stuff. In fact, we probably should do it in this one. Now that we know it's working. And then the handler needs to take, this is its packet that it's working with. And we don't need to worry about this, do we? So this is going to be on the server. We don't care about the UUID stuff. Yes, we do. No, we're good. We just need to know the actual file name. we don't need to look up the UUID because I don't want to send the UUID and the file name and the blah 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 and the blah blah blah. Just no, don't want to do that. So save. Let's set the tile entity up so that it can accept something, and we'll set that as a private string file name. Capital S there, okay. And I think if I right click on the, yeah, go ahead and terminate. Right click on this, we will source, generate setters and getters for file name. There we go. Okay. And wish that didn't crash on me, but oh well. Over here, we'll take and do what? So we need the tile entity. So we've got a message dot XYZ. So is this a entity player MP? Entity player MP. Player. Say player.world.get tile entity at a block position. We'll say new block position. Probably do this on its own line. Block BOS BP equals this. Message.x message.y message Z. BP, that's our tile entity. So tile entity TE equals that. Okay, so if tile or TE is an instance of tile entity why is it not working? Tile int tower crane. So then we can cast a tile entity tower crane. So tile entity tower crane TETC equals tile entity tower crane in parentheses TE. Okay. And then TETC.set file name is message file name. There we go. Now we could also in this tell it to start processing, but we don't have that method set up yet. So for now, let's do this instead. So log helper dot info file set to colon plus the file tile entity tower cranes file name get file name. Okay, and then back on our class where we're doing the setting, we need to take into account a few things. On the action performed, else if button .id is less than, which one? This one. Reference dot that. Then we can say button.id plus scroll position, scroll offset, sure. Int selected equals that. And then we say file name, so string file name equals block blueprint helper block blueprint helper dot client cache file name, and it's selected. Okay, and then next we say network mod network dot simple network wrapper dot send server, send to server, there we go. New message, message machine mod blueprint selection to server. And we pass in file name. And is it file name first or what? Yes, and then XYZ of the tile, which would be nowhere to be had in this, is it? Take it back, we're saving it. Cool. Should be tower crane. POS X Y and Z. Yeah, why is it not like that? Okay, get X. Get Y. Get Z. Check, check. Okay, had to mute myself. Still not liking it. What's up? Invalid operation plus plus minus minus. Oh, how does my muting do that? Okay, and then there's one more piece we need to touch, which is in our initialization of the mod network. We need to grab one that's sending to the server and give it a new ID. And then overwrite the classes that are in here. Boom, now it knows how to send to the server and have the server listen for things. Let's start this up. Hey Deltrick, how's it going? I need to get my restream thing up so I can hear the sounds when people chat. It's getting annoying not having that. I think I miss messages or don't realize when they're happening right away. It didn't want to work for some reason last time I used it. I don't remember why. Probably have to log into their account on their side or something. Yeah. Okay, so that's not good. And that's what's wrong. I did not change that. Time to restart the game. Oops. It's been pretty good. I haven't caught a stream in a while. Last one was the Unity Dungeon game. How you been? Yeah. I'm going back to the Minecraft modding for now. Let's put it that way. I've been well. I didn't think that game was gonna pan out enough, like to be fun, kind of thing, right? So I started it saying, if it's not gonna be fun, it wasn't gonna be something I was gonna do, and I didn't think it was gonna be fun. So got to that. There we go. So now I click that. File set to that. Let's make sure that's the one I click. My blueprint. So something's off. It's the next one down from what we're clicking on for some reason. Okay, so maybe our references, they start at 1. Okay. So in our code, I'm working with 1.12.2. I tried updating into 1.14 and realized that that's not quite ready, and there's so many changes from my mod standpoint that it's not worth my time. Not yet, at least. Let's do ZZZ here, see if it works now. ZZZ, cool. So let's go to the second page and hit test 3, and we get test 3, cool. Let's try these edge cases. ZZZ, 4 Z's again, but it's file name. It starts with 00. That does not start with 00, did it? Right. It's very buggy from a Forge standpoint, at least. Not that Forge is buggy, but from the modded standpoint, so I'm saying. So that's showing ZZZ as in that, not this one. It's the heck. Why is the IDs off? So like this portion of it. So my blueprint 1.6, 1C6, and it says 335B. Yeah, I've seen lots of people saying that, and to be honest, I ran a server and it was okay. So I'm not sure what's up with that. Like the very first version, yeah, it was pretty bad, but when they updated it, it seemed to run pretty fine. Now, we didn't have 300 people on our server, but still, I don't get why people are thinking it's so bad. Where's this 3.5 name coming from? What? 3.5.5. Wait a minute, I think my GUI's off. I think the code's right for sending the thing. Really? We were running just stock vanilla, not even sponge. Or spigot or anything. So is our GUI for this text off? It's doing I. It's not taking into consideration. The tooltip's not taking into consideration the scroll text, the scrolling in it. So it's always what's on the first page. There we go. The button stuff should still be the same, but this looking up in our array should be that way. Okay, so now, there you go. 055 or 005. Now we're looking better. So this is 1.6. There we go. Perfect. So now the server, and this is on the server, knows which one the client is getting clicked on. Cool. I think next I need to trigger it to update or to set its state so it'll start running. And then from that, it will start placing blocks. So we'll need to immediately, before we even let it run once, change the block placing code so that it doesn't crash on us left and right like it was earlier in the week. Excuse me. So to do that, we'll create another variable, I think, and it's just going to be running or not, right? And we'll save it to the MBT data and all that happy stuff. So private bool running, and it's not bool. What am I doing? Boolean. Yes, terminate, sure. Running, and it'll be set to default to false for all of them. And running will be set in the MBT, like I said, so we need to find those. So write to MBT, and it's going to say compound dot set. I haven't fixed the crash. I've just delayed the crash. Let's put it that way. As far as whether or not it's going to crash from placing the blocks. But that's what we're going to work on next. So machine mod MBT prefix plus running. There we go. And then in read from, we need to do the opposite, which is just taking this, and instead of set, we're going to get a boolean like that. I said get, didn't I? Yeah. Then on update, instead of saying is true equal false, we'll just say and running. Okay. And then we'll do a setter getter. Source setter getters is running, set running. Perfect. And with that, we should be good. I guess we should say this dot mark dirty. I just marks it for being saved. So we'll set running then. On our mod network packet selection to server, this one the handler. If TETC dot that is running, if it is not running, then we will say TETC dot set running true. Yeah. Start this thing if it is not running. Okay, then in this, we're only doing the update code if it is running. And up here, we can test for the block blueprint array is null. We no longer need to do that. Wait, we need to save the blueprint array too, the blueprint name. Or are we doing it already? Right, read from MBT. I don't think we are. Excuse me. Oh, that's the array. Crap. Okay, we'll need to add a file name. We got the file name there. Okay. Write to MBT. Compound.set string. Yes, cool. Reference machine mod MBT prefix plus file name. And we'll say file name. Why are we saving this? Because when we leave the area and come back, we want it to continue running, basically, without having to go into the GUI again. Name equals get string, like that. Okay. So what we're going to do instead in here, we're going to do a dirty little thing. And that dirty little thing is failsafe check. If no file name is set, turn off running. In fact, we'll do it up here. If file name dot equals that, or file name null, running equals false. Log helper info warning found no file name while running was true. So we also need to put an and in here to check to see if running's true. And running equals true. I guess we don't have to say equals, just say running. I lost my place. Now. Is running. Okay. So that no longer is needed. And then down here, we're going to assume that the file name is set because we wouldn't get down into here otherwise. However, we need to do that all the time, don't we? So else either not running, so we're not running. If is running. We need to know what the file is on the client, or no? Do we? I don't know that we do. Let's try it without. I just realized that the client's not going to have that file. That could be a problem. So we're going to say open file name. Basically. Ta-da! Okay, so up next, the block placement stuff. Right, so the block placement stuff currently is going to happen somewhere in here. I don't know where, but it's going to crash. It's somewhere along the lines of where it's doing this junk. So right now it's looking for a 16 by 16 exactly. If it's not 16 by 16, it airs off. 16 by 16 by 16. We need it to be dynamic. So in order to do that, we need to figure out where our array is being read from and written to, which is going to be in here, is going to be the class that's doing it. So we are reading in what? We're getting a dx, a dy, and a dz. Are we doing anything with those? I bet we're not, because all we're returning is the array. Cool. Well, that's a problem. That's probably why I never coded for that then. Because I can only return one object, and that object's an array in this case, a 3D array. And I can't just save it in this class because this class is set up to be, you know, what happens if there's 3 different tower cranes on the server, right? This is not specific to the tower crane itself. I could get it to return a block position and then interpret those as the the 3 coordinates XYZ as deltas on a second class. So maybe that's what we'll do. So public static block position get block get files, not size. Size is a horrible name to say for after the word file. Forget file, get blueprint area. Yeah, sure. Then we'll want a file name. String file name. File name, please. And we'll basically just take all this code. Thank you very much. And then we'll take the part where it says file input system dot close or something like that. And then we'll say new block position dx dy dz. Ta-da! Why don't you like that? Add return statement. I got a return statement. Change type to void. No. Where do you need a return statement? Oh. For the case, okay. Where they can't find the file or whatever. Fine. You know what? No, don't return null. You know what? Do return null. I could set it to zeros. I'm thinking, but nah. Okay, so save. Why we aired off? Okay, saved. And tile on tower crane in here is where we're setting this, right? So we don't want to set that every time. We don't want to read the file every time. So actually, in our set file name, we want to do that. See? Tricky. And then in read from MBT data, we don't want to say file name. We want to say all this, but set file name instead. That way it calls that same piece of code that actually loads the file. See, again, tricky. And then we can say what our deltas are. So public int dx. Come on. Public int dy. Public int dz. And in set file name, we're going to cheat again, and we're going to say, let's see, block position bp equals block blueprint helper dot get blueprint area. I couldn't think of the name of it. File name. There we go. And save. And dx equals bp. dy equals bp dot get y. Get x. And the same thing for z. Okay, now we're probably gonna get an error somewhere else. So let's go to update. So I can't remember the name of these old methods. And down here, we're actually doing stuff with that. And we've got a dx somewhere in here, right? We do not. Yay. So if it's greater than dx, it's greater than dy, or if it's greater than dz. Oop. dz, dy. Must be it. Those were y, x, y, and z. Well, yeah, see. For some reason I'm doing it on the z coordinate first. Below the stones doing something? What are they doing? Ooh, sulfur biome. What? Cool. So many variations of stuff those guys are doing. Andrew. Okay, let's run that. Let's check on server. Hey, Eagle has been or out. Is he on now? No. So this might be like the first real test of the tower crane as a real functioning thing. So we're gonna want to delete all these blueprints because they're all garbage, basically, right? So let's just go ahead and do that. That's a valid test too. What happens to the GUI when there's nothing, right? Does it even work? It may not. I'm gonna cheat. Oh, your Minecraft's crashing on you? Is it the mod? Got a little bit. I got still plenty. If you think it's the mod, send me the crash report. I'll take a look. Oh, we got a bug somewhere. Okay. Our tower crane is not rendering. And it might crash as soon as I place it. That was not expected at all. Null string not allowed. Now, is that because of the first one that we loaded up? Null pointer exception. Okay, so file name first, or null check first. Guess we should say set running false here. And we're still crashing. Not sure why it hasn't just crashed all the way. Maybe the server crashed and the client didn't. That's probably what happened. So we'll need to kill it altogether. So debug mode. Stop the threads. There we go. So it didn't like the fact that there was null to begin with, but it could be because it was a world that already existed and that tower crane was trying to load in. So let's create a brand new world. Old worlds with tower cranes might be a little buggy, which no one else has any. Well, Eagle, if it keeps doing it to you, just send me a crash report. I'll take a look and see if it's... I'll know right away if it's my mod or not. Just from the stack trace in the crash report. You can send it to me on Discord or whatever. Oh, I was stupid. Yes, I was able to get out of it in time. I didn't recreate the world. 1. I'll just spell it 1. So E tower. Okay. There you go. Okay, so there's nothing listed. Can't click on them. So, laser. Hello?
Hello.
What am I doing?
I'm confused.
Me too, because this is not working. What are you confused by?
Who else said hello?
Huh? Let's do it again. I don't. I don't want to have to restart the game. Dang it. Why is my tower crane not rendering? That makes no sense at all. Did the server
I
crash?
bet that's it.
What's it?
I had the string going in the background. I kept hearing my voice. I kept trying to figure out who it was because I didn't realize it was me.
That guy keeps talking every time I talk.
Sorry for coughing in everybody's ears.
There we go. Let's set it to that at least. That way it's not null to begin with. And then if file name equals little null, we'll just set it to a zero link string. Let's try this again. Okay, it didn't crash on load this time, I don't think.
Okay, how do I send you the bug report?
So in multi-MC, if you don't have the game running, you hit edit instance, or if you do, I guess there's, where is it? Minecraft log? No.
So kill.
Well, kill will stop the game. I'm looking for the log crash report. So right here. So in other logs, there's a list of all your crash reports. You just have to find the most recent timestamped one.
Yeah.
Then it's that file. You just hit copy.
Okay. Under log.
Other logs. And then just look for the crash reports. They should be towards the top. And the file name is the timestamp. Why is my renderer not rendering? Oh, it's the client side.
And how do I upload it?
I would just copy it from there and just paste it into Discord and a message to me. Like the very first section of it should be enough for me to know if it's my mod or not. Because it's going to have stuff like this. And if it's not one of my classes, I'll know.
Yeah, I keep getting the same. One of the same issues with my map not working, and that didn't do that. Main characters alone.
Send me like the top 10 lines and I should know if it's my mod, and then if it is, we'll need to figure out a way to get the rest of it so I can troubleshoot.
Minecraft on down, or
where is it? Let me see. So it'll say Minecraft crash report, don't care about that, don't care about these 3 lines. It'll say some funny text here, sorry I let you down in my case. And then it'll say the time and description, those 2 are important, and then like the next few lines after that. Because what it'll end up doing is it'll say, what, com.project.reddog, something like that, .machine mod if it's mine. So like in this case, it says net Minecraft server, blah, blah, blah. Oh, what was I doing? This. Okay. Tile tower crane. We changed this section. We always had a block blueprint array in there. That's what's wrong. None of that's my stuff. Minecraft. Huh.
That's the top of it.
Well, I happen to have the Minecraft code open too, you know. Minecraft. Multiplayer. That's not even a thing. What? Oh, client multiplayer. Player controller MP. Line 737. Or 373, sorry. Update controller. And it's from line 346. Something about when you were hitting a block?
Yeah. I was trying to open up a chest and... Or no, that wasn't that day. It was... That last crash report was 2 days ago. What was I doing? Here's today's.
Getting a null pointer exception, which doesn't make sense in the case of that line, so must be something else going on.
I got the same exact error today.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I can say with confidence it's not from my mod. I can also say I don't think it's any of the mods we have installed. It's like a vanilla thing. Now, maybe it's some strange interaction with a mod, but the code that's running is not modded.
Still having like bug issues with sound and the map mod not working.
You did get 64-bit Java, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm like really confused.
And so alt, it is a null pointer exception, unexpected error in that particular line I was looking at just a minute ago. Let me pull down the stack trace to a screen you can look at. It's like this. So that's not modded code, right? I don't get why that one would error off at all.
I have no idea.
One of the guys in the stream chat was trying to speculate what might be the issue. Okay, so as for the error I was looking at with my code, the one I can actually fix, it's because we're not getting this on the client, I think. The client needs to know what block it's dealing with. And saying video output low and things are buffering. But I got a green in my OBS. Hopefully the stream's okay enough for you guys now. So the client's just not gonna have that information at all. It simply will not know what it is. So I might need to look at my render code. Yeah, there might have been a hiccup with my internet. That could have been why it was buffering. It should be smoothing out now though, because my OBS is showing green, as in it's able to communicate with YouTube just fine. So when the crane's arm, you can't see here because it's not rendering, but when the crane arm picks up the block, it actually carries the block in its hand, right? And then places it. So the client needs to know what the block is in order to place it. I thought I had that packet already sent to it, but maybe it was only the position. Looks like that's the case. I don't have the block information. We could tag the block information in here, but that's not going to do us a lot of good yet. We'll have to look up the block, blah, blah, blah. So, what if we look at the rendering code first? Let's do that. Make sure I'm correct in my assumption that that is the issue. Okay, so here's the main rendering code. It's a tile entity in this case. Find texture. What I'll probably do is I'll probably just end up having an inventory slot or something for it and send that inventory slot. That'd be easiest. So tile entity, is it a tower crane? If it is, then it gets the facing direction, blah, blah, blah. Rotate based on facing, at least that's what I was trying to do here. Don't know that's needed anymore. Call the TE models render. Let's see, what's TE model? That's not my code, really? Model tower crane, there we go. Model tower crane. Its render function takes the legs, all the different parts. So this stuff should render. There's nothing that should be airing off and skipping that. Is it buffering again? Dang it. I hope not. It's showing in red still. Item stack. And see, it's creating the item stack based on this block blueprint array, which is not going to have any values in it. But this should still render. No, there's not. So I cleared the log, but if it was airing on each frame, it should still be airing here, right? Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna go AFK.
Okay. Now it's working. Maybe that code I added, I just had to replace it. That's how I want it to behave. Now this arm needs to be like one position over, but that's no big deal. We can fix that later. So now, if I go in here, I don't have anything to do. So let's scan from there. Sure, just save wherever you're scanning at. I don't know where you're scanning at. My blueprint. And you're doing nothing. Cool. Any errors? Yes. File not found. Got it. Okay. So that makes sense that it's file not found. So this file name needs to be looked at in the correct location, and we never changed that on that piece of code. So let's find where we did set the correct location over in scan blocks, which was this, and I'm going to make that now in my reference class for static variables. Public static final string location, I don't know. Location. Blueprint location. Equals that. Cool. What the heck did it do? Yeah, just get out of my face. I don't care. Terminate. So reference dot okay, and then where else did we use that? There. And there. config machine machine mod location. So go back to my reference class. What are you doing, Clips? Copy. Reference. Don't want that. All one word, please. Save. And then anywhere we say file name, right? File name. It's not a comment. Clip up. Blump blump. What was that last one? That's the DX stuff. Get build block for blueprint position. That's very specific and read intensive. Cool. Hopefully that one's not actually called anywhere. Get block blueprint for read position. Call hierarchy. Cool, it is not. Can we do like @ deprecated? Cool. Now 1 second, got a message. Okay, let me finish up this. Let's run this one more time. Got a message, I'll have to stop here in a minute or two. So hopefully it works this time. Okay, single player 1. Render, please. Oh. It's moving. Place the block. Come on, do it. I dare you. It's not going to show the block till it... It's placing blocks. Don't crash. Don't crash, baby. Now, again, it's not showing the block being carried because we don't have that information on the client. It doesn't know what to show. We will get there. That's... In the grand scheme of things, that is so much easier to do than everything else I've done to this point. It's building a thing. I have no idea what thing it's building because I don't know what I scanned. Oh, nice, Hugo. Come on, it couldn't have been that big of an area, right? In fact, let's look at the disk and find out. No, don't pause. Keep building. Notepad. It's in binary. I forgot. Dang it. There's still not that many things here, though. So there are logs. It was logs. Cool. So it should build logs once it's done doing this. And that might be the last one, maybe. If it's square I scanned. I don't know what it is. What's next? Come on. Come on. Be a log. Be a log. Be a log. Yes! It is working. 2 more logs. Yep. 1 more. Booyah! And it should be done. No, it's not done. What is it doing now? Oh, it's starting over. Yeah. I forgot. So right now, the way it's set up, it'll just keep building it over and over. Dimension's not needed. You can build it anywhere. It's not building the same thing in the same spot. It's building whatever you saved or scanned in your blueprint wherever you want. Unfortunately, I've got to go. If you've got a good reason for adding the dimension, and you've got Discord, send me a message on Discord, or message me tomorrow on YouTube if I'm streaming tomorrow, because I'm not sure what adding the dimension information would help, right? Like, what would that get for us? I can't make it be in that dimension. You know what I'm saying? I can only have it do whatever's. It'll only build in the dimension it's in. I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know where it's building at. I guess there. Make sure it's still building. And of course, and it places the block I didn't break. Yeah, so it's just going to repeat doing it for now. So that's something else. We need to make it stop. Oh, you mean the size? It is. At the very beginning of the file, it's writing out saying it's 6 blocks by 6 blocks by 2 blocks, whatever it is, right? That's the information that I'm using to make sure that I'm not overflowing the array bounds. And I was just ignoring it before. It was in the file the whole time, but not. Oh, that's cool. Now, what we'll probably end up running into issues with is like if you place a trapdoor. Like, say, this, right? But break that block. Oh, it doesn't. I take it all back. What we'll probably end up running into issues is then if we put a sign on the side of what we're scanning and then break the block and that block's not there, like the sign got placed before the block, it'll just pop off immediately. There are ways possibly to deal with that. It gets tricky though. I've got some ideas kicking around the back of my head if we need to get into it though. But for basic block structures, this is working. I don't have time to show it. I wish I had more time. So like this one is facing one direction, facing north. North is that way. So if we face, say, this way and told it to build my blueprint, it's going to start doing it, and it's actually going to rotate it accordingly. So wherever it's going to place it, I don't know where. Yeah, okay, so it's going to build it off of that side. So like these 2 blocks here are, you know, if we looked at them down this way between the 2 blocks, it's facing to the east. It'll be a different direction over here because it's rotated it according to the position that you've rotated your tower crane. Oops. Eventually this is going to have to go on FTP Feed the Beast Reddit again, because this is going to be a thing in my mod. There's really nothing stopping me now at this point from finishing this off. Before, it was all the networking stuff and I was just frustrated. But now, we're good. It still doesn't check to see if there's anything there before it tries to place it and all that. Okay, there's a lot of code to do still. It needs to make sure the area is empty and all that junk. You better get it. You better get that star, Eagle. I'm about to shut down the stream. I want to see this one place 2 logs and then we're going to shut it down. I need to ask Andrew what he uses for his GIF maker. I don't have to record a special video for this every time. There it is. So see, these are in this direction, facing to the north, whereas these are facing to the east. And it's all based on the rotation of the tower crane. It calculates it out correctly to rotate the block placement as needed. Okay, guys, that's all for me tonight. I'll catch you next time. Bye.